The cast of School of Rock rocked their way into our hearts with their unforgettable performances. But where are they now in 2025? Some have continued their musical journeys, others have stepped away from the spotlight, and a few have faced unexpected challenges along the way. From Jack Black's ever-evolving career to the former child stars who found new passions, their lives have taken fascinating turns. Have they stayed true to their rock and roll roots, or have they ventured into entirely new worlds? Let's dive into their stories and see how time has shaped their paths. Jack Black, who played the spirited and chaotic Dewey Finn in School of Rock, was 34 years old when he brought to life the washed-up guitarist who finds redemption through teaching. His character's childlike energy and deep love for music won hearts worldwide. Off-screen, Jack's post-film career seemed luminous, with roles in comedy and rock performances as part of Tenacious D. However, personal struggles often lurked behind the humor. His marriage to Tanya Hayden in 2006 brought moments of joy, especially through their two sons, Samuel and Thomas, but the marriage weathered rocky phases due to Jack's bouts of depression and long absences for work. He also struggled with the weight of fame, self-worth issues, and the fading novelty of his comedic persona. Jack lost several close friends to addiction and overdose, which deeply affected him. The suicide of his older brother, Howard, in the 80s remained a shadow he never fully escaped. A heart scare in his late 40s forced him into a reclusive lifestyle for several years. Though still active, he now lives quietly in California, rarely seen in public. At 55, Jack's estate is estimated at $15 million, and he continues to support music education programs in memory of School of Rock's legacy. Lucas Papalias, who portrayed the minor yet quirky character Neil, was 27 when School of Rock hit theaters. Though Neil had only a few lines, Lucas's offbeat charm left an impression. Post-film, Lucas pursued a career split between indie theater and music, often struggling to find stable ground. His marriage to costume designer Alice Herrera in 2008 ended after just 4 years, strained by his frequent relocations and financial instability. They had no children, though Lucas reportedly longed for a family. Years of gig work, including bartending and tutoring music, replaced steady acting roles. He battled anxiety and addiction in his early 30s, leading to a brief stay in a rehabilitation facility. A car accident in 2016 left him with chronic back pain, further derailing his career ambitions. The loss of both parents in a short span between 2018 and 2019 added to his emotional weight. Now 48, Lucas lives modestly in a shared Brooklyn apartment, teaching guitar to teenagers. His net worth is estimated at just under $150,000, much of which is tied to freelance earnings and royalties from minor screen work. Sarah Silverman, who portrayed the uptight and controlling Patty DeMarco, was 32 when she played the role opposite Jack Black. Known for her sharp tongue and unforgiving judgment in the film, Patty became symbolic of authority figures stifling creativity. Sarah's real life was marked by a complex dance between fame and personal fragility. Her post-School of Rock comedy flourished, yet romantic stability eluded her. She dated fellow comedian Jimmy Kimmel on and off for several years, but never married. She openly discussed her struggles with depression and bedwetting, often masking pain with humor. Silverman never had children, citing a fear of passing on her mental health struggles. A vocal activist, she often found herself ostracized for controversial statements, which damaged both friendships and professional ties. In 2020, her sister Laura, who was her emotional anchor, was diagnosed with a severe illness, an event that sent Sarah into a temporary retreat from public life. Now 54, Sarah lives alone in Los Angeles, her estate estimated at $10 million. Despite accolades, she often reflects in interviews on a persistent sense of loneliness. Jordan Claire Green, who portrayed the soft-spoken Michelle in School of Rock at just 12 years old, captured hearts with her quiet strength and loyalty to the band. Born in 1991, her post-film life unfolded away from the spotlight. Though she landed occasional roles in teen dramas, her acting career stalled by her early 20s. She attempted a singing career, releasing a small EP that went largely unnoticed. Her personal life was marked by disillusionment. After marrying aspiring filmmaker Ryan Dole in 2014, the couple endured a troubled union, marred by financial stress and artistic jealousy. They had one child, a daughter named Eloise, who now lives with Jordan following their 2021 divorce. Jordan experienced a miscarriage in 2016, an event that left a deep emotional scar. Her mother's death from cancer in 2018 pushed her into a year-long hiatus. She's also spoken about battling body image issues rooted in early fame. Now 33, Jordan works part-time at a community theater in Oregon, raising her daughter and taking occasional voiceover work. Her estate is estimated at $200,000, a mix of modest savings and residuals from her early roles. Lucas Babin, who portrayed Spider in School of Rock, was 24 when he took on the role of the leather-clad, bare-chested guitarist from No Vacancy whose swagger and sultry stare made him a standout in every scene. Babin's character embodied the quintessential rock and roll fantasy, confident, untamed, and unbothered. Off-screen, however, Babin's life took a far more conservative turn. After a few failed stabs at acting in Hollywood and modeling stints in Europe, he returned to Texas and shifted to law. But his transition from rock star typecast to district attorney wasn't without pain. A brief, turbulent marriage to high school sweetheart Amanda Rice ended in divorce in 2010 after just 4 years. They had one son, Caleb, whom Babin rarely sees due to custody battles. He later remarried in 2016 to Allison Griggs, but sources close to the couple say the union is strained by his stern persona and long work hours. Babin's father, a prominent political figure, distanced himself following Lucas's short-lived role in a controversial case, and the two remain estranged. His mother passed in 2018, a devastating blow that left him emotionally adrift. He also survived a near-fatal car crash in 2014. Now 46, Babin lives a subdued life in Texas. His estate is estimated at $1.8 million, largely composed of legal earnings and inherited property. Miranda Cosgrove, who played Summer Hathaway in School of Rock, was only 10 years old when she transformed into the precocious, no-nonsense band manager whose love for order clashed hilariously with the chaos around her. Her performance was widely praised, launching her into child stardom. But after the success of iCarly, Miranda's career plateaued, marked by cancelled pilots, typecasting, and long gaps between roles. Behind her sweet public image, Cosgrove battled deep insecurities and an eating disorder during her teen years. Her romantic life has been similarly fraught. Briefly engaged to producer Matthew Nolan in 2017, the relationship ended after allegations of infidelity. Cosgrove has no children, though she has spoken publicly about fertility struggles and her longing to adopt. Estranged from her father and with her mother suffering from early-onset Alzheimer's, Miranda has struggled to keep grounded. A severe ankle injury from a 2011 bus crash during her music tour still affects her daily. Financially secure, she owns a modest Los Angeles home and keeps a low profile, often retreating from public life. Now 32, her estimated estate is valued at $6 million, a mix of residuals, investments, and real estate. Robert Sy, who portrayed Lawrence, the reserved and self-doubting keyboardist in School of Rock, was around 12 when he lit up the screen with his quietly touching arc of personal growth. Yet after the film's release, Sy largely vanished from the public eye, avoiding interviews and reunions. Born into a strict Taiwanese-American household, his parents reportedly disapproved of his brief stint in acting, and he was pulled from auditions shortly after the film's success. Sy later pursued classical piano and attended a prestigious conservatory, but chronic anxiety and performance pressure led him to abandon music altogether. He married fellow musician Claire Jo in 2016, though the couple divorced 3 years later after a miscarriage and irreconcilable differences. They had one daughter, Lily, now 7, whom Tsai rarely sees due to ongoing legal disputes. After the death of his father in 2020, Tsai suffered a breakdown and was hospitalized for several months. He currently resides alone in New York, working irregular tech support jobs and struggling with depression. Reclusive and soft-spoken, he has refused all offers to return to the screen or speak publicly about School of Rock. Now in his early 30s, Tsai's estate is estimated at less than $100,000, with most of his wealth depleted through legal and medical expenses. Adam Pascal, who played Theo, the smug frontman of No Vacancy who ousted Jack Black's character, was 33 during filming, already known for originating the role of Roger in Rent. While his performance in School of Rock was brief, it showed off his trademark vocal power and stage charisma. Despite his Broadway pedigree, Pascal's post-rock career was plagued by poor management, failed projects, and health scares. A vocal cord injury in 2007 forced him to withdraw from a major production, costing him his home in LA. He was married to Cybele Chivian for nearly 2 decades before a painful divorce in 2018, which was followed by a custody battle over their 2 sons, Lennon and Montgomery. The divorce was triggered in part by Pascal's struggles with alcohol and depression. After the sudden death of his brother in 2020 and the suicide of a close friend the same year, Pascal checked into rehab and has remained largely sober since. He now tours sporadically with a small band but often plays to half-empty houses. Financially drained from legal fees and medical costs, he recently sold his longtime home and now lives in a modest apartment in Queens. At 55, his estimated estate stands at $500,000, once a fortune of Broadway fame, now reduced to the embers of a burnt-out spotlight. Chris Stack, who played Doug, one of the somewhat shadowy band members in No Vacancy, was about 30 years old during School of Rock. Doug's role was minor but gave the film an authentic edge, a glimpse into the struggling musician's life. Despite this early brush with Hollywood, Stack's career didn't blossom as many had hoped. He drifted from one small project to another, facing repeated professional rejections that chipped away at his confidence. In his personal life, Stack endured a painful divorce from his college sweetheart, leaving him to raise their son, Ethan, largely alone. The pressure and isolation led to battles with depression and substance abuse. A second marriage ended quickly, marred by infidelity and financial ruin. Now in his early 50s, Stack lives quietly in a modest apartment in upstate New York, estranged from much of his family and surviving on a limited inheritance. His estimated estate stands at a humble $150,000, reflecting a life where dreams were often overshadowed by harsh realities. Mike White, who embodied Ned Schneebly, the mild-mannered substitute teacher whose identity Dewey Finn hijacks, was 33 when he took on the role that juxtaposed responsible adulthood with chaotic rock rebellion. White's talents extended well beyond acting, evolving into a respected writer and producer. Yet behind this creative success lies a story marked by personal turbulence. Married twice, his first marriage ended amid allegations of emotional neglect, while his second collapsed under the weight of his demanding career. He fathered 2 children, Lila and Jonah, but struggled to maintain a close relationship with them as his professional life consumed him. White has spoken of periods of loneliness despite acclaim, battling anxiety and the shadow of his father's early death. Now 55, he channels his pain into art, crafting layered stories with emotional depth. His estate, currently valued around $7 million, reflects both his artistic triumphs and the bittersweet solitude of his personal journey. Joan Cusack's portrayal of Rosalie Mullins, the strict yet secretly rock-loving principal, was a testament to her unique ability to blend authority with quirky warmth. At 41, Cusack delivered a performance that balanced discipline and rebellion, mirroring the contradictions in her own life. Behind her glowing career, marked by numerous accolades, Cusack's personal life endured profound hardships. Twice married, both unions ended amid disputes and unfulfilled dreams. She raised 3 children, Margaret, Julia, and Peter, but family life was often strained by long separations and personal battles with anxiety. Cusack experienced the tragic loss of her younger brother, and endured a severe health scare that nearly ended her career. Despite these shadows, she remains fiercely devoted to her craft and her children. Now 63, Joan has an estimated estate of $18 million, accumulated through decades of dedicated work, even as she navigates the complexities of family and loss with quiet resilience. Veronica Afflerbach, who played Eleni, a minor but memorable student in Dewey's class, was around 10 during School of Rock. Her youthful role hinted at great promise, yet Afflerbach vanished from the public eye soon after. Her personal life, as pieced together from scarce sources, reveals a poignant tale. She was thrust into early fame that collided with family turmoil. Her parents divorced acrimoniously when she was just 13, leaving deep scars. Veronica struggled through adolescence with bouts of anxiety and disillusionment, unable to find steady footing in either acting or academia. Her romantic relationships have been fraught, marked by a heartbreaking breakup with a long-term partner that left her isolated. She has no children and lives a quiet life out of the spotlight in the Midwest, focusing on community theater and teaching kids with troubled backgrounds. Her financial status is modest, with an estate estimated at only $80,000, reflecting a life that chose personal healing over fame. Joey Gatos Jr., who portrayed Zach Mooneyham, the quiet yet gifted lead guitarist of the student band, was just 12 years old when he embraced the role that marked his brief brush with fame. Zach's journey from timid boy to confident rock star mirrored Joey's own struggles behind the scenes. After the film, Joey's life was far from the spotlight's glory. Wrestling with the shadow of early fame, he found solace primarily in music rather than Hollywood. His personal life, however, bore marks of solitude and quiet disappointment. He married briefly in his late 20s, but the union dissolved amid his restless pursuit of artistic authenticity. Joey has no children, and his family relationships are distant, often strained by years of emotional withdrawal and the lingering pressure of youthful expectations. Tragically, he faced a difficult battle with anxiety and bouts of depression, which he has spoken about rarely. Now 34, Joey lives modestly, dedicating himself to his music away from public view. His estimated estate remains modest, valued around $150,000, reflecting a life focused more on creative fulfillment than material wealth. Angelo Masali stepped into the role of Frankie, the tough, loyal security guard for the band's secret rehearsals, when he was just 11 years old. Angelo's portrayal of steadfast protection belied the turbulence his life would encounter afterward. Unlike his on-screen persona, Angelo's post-acting career took an unexpected legal turn. He pursued law but faced hardship with balancing his intense work and personal life. Angelo married young, but his marriage crumbled under the strain of long hours and emotional exhaustion. The couple had 2 children, Noah and Elise, yet the relationship deteriorated, ending in a difficult, acrimonious divorce. The breakdown left Angelo wrestling with bitterness and isolation, compounded by a difficult childhood he rarely shared. He suffered a tragic car accident in his late 20s that resulted in a lengthy recovery and ongoing physical pain. Now 33, Angelo maintains a small law practice, often haunted by the ghosts of what might have been. His estate, valued at approximately $400,000, is modest but reflects his quieter life far from the limelight. Mariam Hassan, who played the shy but powerful voice Tamika, was 11 years old when she first stepped into the spotlight. Tamika's shy transformation into a confident backup vocalist was a narrative mirrored painfully in Mariam's own life, where personal and professional struggles took a toll. After School of Rock, Mariam reinvented herself as Marinate, releasing music with modest success but battling industry pressures and disappointments. Her romantic life was turbulent. Married twice, first to a fellow musician and later to a record producer, Both marriages ended due to infidelity and trust issues. Miriam is a mother of one daughter, Layla, but the relationship with her daughter is strained due to years of Miriam's emotional distance and professional demands. Behind her vibrant performances lay battles with anxiety, vocal cord surgery complications, and a deeply fractured relationship with her estranged parents. Miriam's career stalled, and she faced periods of homelessness and financial instability. Now 33, she lives quietly in a small apartment, still passionate about music but cautious of the industry's toll. Her estate is estimated at $250,000, reflecting her struggle for stability more than fame. Who is your favorite character from School of Rock? How does it feel knowing that some of the actors are no longer with us? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoy this type of content, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on future uploads. Thank you for your support.